what is science? Science basically means that if you do a set of things, it should give you the same results or a similar result the next time you do it. So we don't just leave it to chance. So how we do that is we talk about it in terms of brain science, how the brain works, right? So how the brain works is that we think in a particular way, and then we behave in a particular way. Because we think like that, we behave in a particular way, and we at the end product of that behavior is an experience, right? And when you have an experience, you have an emotion attached to it. Okay, that's how the brain works, and that's how the brain experiences things. So what we do in these meditations is that instead of thinking in the same way, which leads to the same behavior, which leads to the same experience and the same feelings, we mentally rehearse different thoughts, right? Like thoughts of gratitude, thoughts of peace, thoughts of feeling good enough. That leads, then you can mentally visualize different activities, different behaviors, and that will give you a different mental experience, which leads to the different feeling. So the brain doesn't know the difference between what is actually happening outside and what we are mentally visualizing. So for the brain, it's the same. So the experience is the same. That's how we actually stress ourselves out. So something happens in our life, right? And then we go through it in our mind over and over and over again. And then the brain doesn't know the difference between what has actually happened and what is still going on in your mind over and over and over again. And that, because that's the nature of our brain. Our prefrontal cortex makes up 40% of our brain. So our prefrontal cortex helps us do this, actually. Helps us rehearse this activity over and over and over again, and then it puts us in a state of stress. It puts us in a state of anxiety. Even when that thing or that person who made you anxious is not there anymore, we are able to mentally create that scenario where we get into this state of anxiety, where we get into this state of fear, where we get into this state of sadness or depression over a period of time. So instead of that, I'm saying we can actually think differently, act differently, and feel differently in our mind itself, which leads to a chemical reaction called an emotion, where we can create a positive emotion and stay in a positive state. That's all I'm saying through these meditation techniques. And I'm saying we can do this in a manner which is consistent, and which leads to the same, almost the same results every single time. Every single time you take a Panadol, the headache becomes less. Similarly, every single time you do this breathing technique, you think in a particular manner, you rehearse a particular behavior, and you experience a particular emotion, the body goes into a different state, right? So that's all. These meditation sessions, that's what they are about. So this is the science of meditation. Okay, good. Any questions at this point? Okay, yeah, good. So we start with some simple movements. You can just sit on your chair and do. I just want to release some restlessness in the body. You don't need to, you won't be sweating or anything just before work. So just simple movement just to relax the body and to release some restlessness, yeah? So just clockwise direction, wherever you are sitting, either on your bed or your chair, doesn't matter. How much space you have also doesn't matter. You can do small clockwise. If you don't know what is clockwise, you can do any direction, doesn't matter. Won't make a huge difference this. Okay, just to move that body. Good. Now, anti-clockwise or the other direction from which you were going just now. Okay, just to move that body, just to relax that body, just to relax that mind. Okay, good. Let's do some neck stretches. Yeah, just sideways like this, any side. We don't want to mess up your hair. You just find a way to do it. Yeah, especially if you're in the office setting. And good. Change the other side, just gently. Good. Head up and down. Side to side. Shoulders up like this and drop like this. Shoulders up, squeeze and drop like this. Shoulders up, squeeze, drop like this. Okay, then hands, just shake it out a little bit. Yeah, any movement creates energy. Yeah, so most of the functions in the body are neurochemical and electrical. The neural networks transmit information via electricity, neurotransmitters, and through chemicals. So we are basically chemical and electrical beings. Okay, so just move it and relax. Stop, relax, stop. Just relax. Then one more time. Gently. Shaky, shaky. Shake your body, shake your shoulders. Relax your face, lips. Okay. Okay, stop. Good. Now, we'll move into breathing, okay? We've done little bit of movement just to get the energy moving. Breathe in through your nose. Hold for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your mouth. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax your shoulders. Good. Breathe in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold inside. 2, 3, 4. Out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. In through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax your shoulders. You're going to do that 2 more times. It moves your body from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic system, where you can just relax a bit more, and it slows down your brain waves, this breathing technique. Yeah, so you feel a bit more relaxed, then you can move into meditation. Let's do 2 more times. Breathe in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Let's do one more time. In through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Okay, now we can move on into our meditation. Let me just put on a little bit of music that helps. Okay, now, so basically what keeps us in this reality, right? In this 3-dimensional reality is the people we know, the things we own, which is and the environment, everything which is around us. So when our mind is constantly thinking about the people we know, the things we own, the environment around us, whether it is your colleagues or the work you need to do. So when the mind is thinking about these things, then your brain waves will be slightly higher. It will be in a beta state, meaning you will be more alert. So when you are more alert, when you are focused on the environment around you, it's hard to go within. So that's why during meditation sometimes we close our eyes and then we put some music in the background. So that the moment you close your eyes, you kind of shut yourself out from the environment around you, right? And then if you put some music, you're no longer hearing what else is happening around you, whether it's some other sound, or whether it's the TV or the radio in the background, or whether it's your son or your daughter or your husband or your colleague speaking in the background. You won't hear that. So when you shut yourself out from these normal triggers, so that allows your mind to just settle down, so you can go within a little bit. Okay? And what's within? When you close your eyes, the moment what's within is just space. Just like this whole universe is made up of space, atoms are based. I'll just break it down a little bit so it's easy to understand when we go into this process. So atoms are actually 99.99% space and 0.001% material, right? So similarly, we are all made up of atoms, right? So actually we are like 99.99% space. The physical aspect is 0.001%. It's because we are so tuned into our physical self, we don't see that space which is us. So when we close our eyes, we just focus on that space. Okay, that's all we are going to do. What happens when you focus on that space? So when you focus on that space, you are no longer affected by the people you know, the things you own, your handphone, your books, your bank account. You're no longer bothered by the things you need to do or the heat and cold in the environment, because you are in space. So your brain waves slow down, your body moves from the sympathetic, alert, survival mechanism to a relaxed, a more relaxed parasympathetic state where you can just heal. The body starts healing itself. When you are not constantly stressed, the body starts healing itself naturally, right? Now all that energy used for trying to deal with stress can now be used to heal and repair your cells, which happens naturally anyway. The body is constantly trying to repair itself, but we don't allow it to, because we are in a constant state of stress. So that's basically what happens when we focus on space within us. Okay, that's our meditation for today. That's what we are going to do. Any questions at this point? Okay, great. Let's start. So, as I said, for this we close our eyes so that we can cut ourselves off from the environment for the time being. And then we breathe in, and then we become aware of that breath. Then we breathe out. And we breathe in. And we breathe out. And we become aware of that space behind our eyes, that darkness. We become aware of that space behind our eyes. That darkness, that space. And as I mentioned, that space is the same space as the space outside of you in the universe. It's the same space which the atoms are made up of, which you are made up of. Just relax in that space. Do not put any effort. If the mind wanders, bring your mind back to that breath and to that space behind your eyes. If that mind wanders, bring that mind back breath, which goes into your nostrils and out, and to that space behind your eyes, that darkness. And relax into that space behind your eyes. When you relax in that space, you are allowing your body to repair itself. You are allowing the energy in your body to consolidate. You are no longer affected by the people around you, the things you own, the places you know. You are in space, which is a part of you. Relax in that space. If the mind wanders, again bring it back to the breath. Again bring it back to that space behind your eyes. That same space which is outside is inside. Now in that space behind your eyes, in that same space which is outside, which is inside, if possible, see yourself happy. See yourself healthy. If there are any strong needs or desires, see yourself already having it, that need, that desire already fulfilled. Just see it. Feel how you will feel when that need or desire is fulfilled. Feel that fullness. Feel that completeness. Feel that sense of fulfillment. That sense of fullness, that fulfillment is healing. That wholeness is healing for the body. Breathe into that fullness, that sense of wholeness. And breathe out. Breathe into that fullness, that wholeness. Breathe out. Bring that space, bring that wholeness, bring that sense of fullness and fulfillment to the present moment. that you can access this state throughout the day just by breathing, just by closing your eyes at any point. Take another deep breath in. Breathe out. Slowly return to the present moment. Take another deep breath in. Breathe out. And prepare your body for some movement. Good. Now when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. How's everyone feeling? All okay?